Well, I don't know about you all, but I am exhausted, and I didn't even play. But I thought this came down to defending straight line drives, being able to switch out and be able to keep people in front of us. That was a huge switch in the fourth quarter that we were able to do, and I thought it came down to defensive rebounding. We really were limiting them to one shot in that stretch, and that allowed us to get some easy ones in transition and have some players step up and make some great plays. I think Scott Ruick is a brilliant coach, but I have to give credit to Tasha Brown on the scout. Every time he called timeout, she had studied every special situation, every out-of-bounds play, and I think he is a brilliant tactician coming out of timeouts. And I thought she did so much work along with one of our video staff, Matt, and I thought we were ultra prepared and knew exactly what they were going to go to, and I just give a lot of credit because that's not easy to do as good of a coach as he is.
Credit to my teammates and coaches just encouraging me, patting me on the back, saying it's okay, like it's not over. We still got a lot of game to play, and just their encouragement in me and keeping my head up helps me out a lot. So credit to them.
Coach, how big was that first quarter? You guys scored 27 points more than you guys scored in the first half. How big was that?
Well, it was big that they scored 25, so it wasn't like we had this big separating point. But I think, obviously when you can get into an offensive rhythm, it feeds your momentum defensively. You're able to set your defense more. We were able to get some of the matchups that we wanted, not play out of transition all the time. And so that was really big for us. But I think it was more of an emotional thing more than anything else. We've just been struggling so much shooting the ball. And when you get to see it go through the net, it definitely feeds your energy on the defensive end.
Japreece, what ignited you guys coming into the last part of the game? What got you all going? I think the big time steal Michaela had, transition threes really ignite you, and then getting and ones and get to the free throw line. So I think the energy was great in the arena, and then obviously the teammate, the bench, the coaches, like everyone just super into it and bringing energy just helps out a lot. Michaela, I know you have gotten encouragement as you're a freshman, having seniors who are twice in the fourth quarter. Is that something you expect?
Oh, for sure. I have a lot of talks with Charisma, just encouraging her. And I told her the other day, I have the utmost trust in you to do what you do. And that's hard as a freshman to kind of be able to have that role, but I trust her with everything. And she deserves this because she works so hard. So I'm really proud of her, and we really needed every single point that she scored today.
Charisma, you went over against Oregon. How, in your freshman year, how big is it, how fun is it to see the shot fall after having such a tough time?
I was definitely, whoa, that's close. I was definitely relieved because I know I shot really poorly in the last game. But my teammates and my coaches are always telling me to keep shooting, and they're very confident in me. But it just felt nice for it to finally go in.
I just have to give credit to her work ethic too. She asked to meet with me after practice, I think on Saturday. Actually, it was yesterday, wasn't it? And then she came early today to watch extra film before shoot around. This is not coming just because she's a talented individual. She is putting in the work, and just credit to her work ethic. That's really not easy to do as a freshman, and she earned every bit of this. Well, in this conference, it is just every win you got to scratch and claw. And, obviously they're a really good basketball team. And, we've had great battles with them through the years. And, but I just think, it's such I think you got to celebrate every single win. And, you got to bring the joy. And, I think one of the things that I've been really realizing in this conference being such a grind, that you got to really have joy. And in order to keep your perseverance going and your hunger to get better, we got to find ways to infuse joy. And so I want them to enjoy every moment of this, because we got 4 more battle games in the regular season, and I need their hearts ready to go do that.
After practice game, you seem a little disappointed with the team's ability to fight and come back. What was the difference you think in today's comeback? Do you see difference in the team's mentality and wanting to fight?
Yeah, I did. There was just a different energy about us. We knew that we weren't ourselves Friday night against Oregon, but I think people responded. People individually got themselves ready and looked themselves in the mirror and were ready to play today. So credit to them for doing that.
Chris, you've been through this kind of schedule before. senior on the team. What did you kind of tell the freshman like Charisma after going through this stretch? How do you kind of manage that?
Well, before this happened, it's just telling them that it's a grind and every game is going to be a great game because this conference is like super good. But as the season is going on and these games are being played, just remembering to keep them encouraged, always texting them. I remember I sent her a text after Friday night just to keep her encouraged and let her know that we need her. But just keeping them encouraged is super important.
Coach, obviously you have to start players. You brought in Jefferson.
Yeah.
In the game, and she looked like you gave you guys a big spark.
I think she was a total momentum shift. And, there's three major pivotal offensive plays. The corner three, her pull-up jump shot, and then the offensive rebound that allowed us to run another 20 seconds off the clock. But even those three pivotal offensive plays, I do think generated a lot of momentum for us, pale in comparison to what she gave to us on the defensive end. Her ability to move her feet, keep people in front of them, not letting them get to the paint off dribble penetration, and that was what we were struggling with. That's how we went down 14, is that we were allowing too many straight line drives, and her ability to lock up and off the bounce was absolutely pivotal. And, it's not an easy role to play. And when you think about it, I just thanked her in the locker room. I said, thank you for your selflessness. Thank you for always staying ready. Thank you for always putting the team first, but staying engaged so that when your number was called, you were ready to deliver. But I thought she was absolutely pivotal. I also think, in end of February, point guards and guard play is everything. And you look at Japreece Dean, 8 for 16, 22 points, 12 assists, 2 turnovers. When you have your point guard playing at that kind of level, we have a lot of fun basketball left to play. Michaela? Mm-hmm.
She kind of reminds me of Jordan Campbell.
Mm.
And so, you guys, I know you don't compare players, but do you put that type of pressure on you to live up to that? Because you almost, it's very similar.
No, I don't.
They're really good friends, but they actually challenge each other to be better. They make each other better. They're really good friends, but they are totally different players and people. And what I love is that they celebrate each other's differences so much. And so we're really thankful for Jordan's influence, but I'm thankful for the individual path that Japreece is blazing.
Coach, you guys were able to force 24 throws. Team line offense play. You guys are kind of pressing with Charisma a lot of the games. How have you pressed through the defensive intensity?
Well, I thought it was the absolute difference, that they couldn't find the mismatches inside. We forced them to really simplify their offense and pretty much just go to ball screen and drive. And once we were able to adjust to that, they're a very complex offensive scheming team. And we sort of took that totally out of the mix by our defensive pressure. They weren't able to find those hits that they wanted to. And so I thought it was incredibly important. Well, how important toughness and togetherness is. And, I thought the games in which we really rose up, it was out of toughness and togetherness. The ones that we didn't, we let wrong things distract us. At Arizona, Friday night, I think that, not seeing the ball go through the hole early in the game, we let that affect our defense and our toughness, and we sort of went into islands. And I think that is a great lesson for us to say, hey, we didn't shoot great tonight. For a long time. And so I think it's just really understanding what our anchor is. And I learned, I just learned that right here at the end of this game, that when they put their mind to something, when they control their responses, they're very tough to beat. But a lot of those ended up being dead ball turnovers, so that they were able to set their defense. When we were able to have steals, or actually even defensive rebounds are even more important for us. Now it fuels our transition. Now we can capitalize on those more. They're such a solid defensive team that if we turn them over, like if it's an offensive foul or something, but they get to set their defense, it doesn't fuel our offense in the same way. And I thought in the second half, we were getting some steals, and that was allowing us to get out and run outs. And I thought even if we were more effective in numbers break situations, we could have turned it even earlier. We didn't make some great decisions in the numbers breaks.